All right, let's just dive right in. We're going to talk about something that, well, most of us have a pretty complicated relationship with, and that's body fat. But I promise you, by the end of this, you are going to see it in a completely new light. The science here is genuinely surprising, and it basically turns our old ideas completely upside down. Right? I mean, this quote just nails it. For pretty much all of us, fat is the enemy. It's this thing we have to lose, to fight, to get rid of. We've been trained our whole lives to see it as a sign of being unhealthy. And that negative reaction, it's almost automatic, isn't it?
And this is where things get really, really interesting. What if I told you that your body actually has a type of fat that's not just kind of helpful, but is a powerful tool for your health? A type of fat that we should be trying to activate, not get rid of.
So, to really get this, we have to understand that Mother Nature didn't just create one kind of fat. Nope, there are two major players inside our bodies. And believe me, they have completely different jobs. You can almost think of it like a story, with a hero and a villain. So on the left, you've got our villain, white fat. This is the stuff we all think of, the jiggly, inflammatory fat that just stores extra energy. But on the right, you have the hero, brown fat. It's not for storage at all. Its main job is to generate heat, and get this, it actually burns that white fat for fuel. Now let's zoom in on the villain in its most dangerous form, visceral fat. This is not the fat you can pinch on the outside. No, this stuff is deep inside you, and it wraps around your vital organs, kind of like what Dr. William Lee calls a baseball glove. And that's exactly what makes it so inflammatory and so dangerous for our long-term health. So if that visceral white fat is the problem, what's the solution? Well, let's properly meet the hero of our story, your brown fat. It's essentially your body's own built-in high-tech space heater. This analogy is just brilliant. Think about a gas range in your kitchen for a second. You turn the knob, you hear that click, 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 and then whoosh, you've got a flame. Your brown fat works in pretty much the exact same way. When it gets activated, it ignites, but instead of pulling fuel from a gas line, it pulls it directly from your stores of that harmful white fat. So let's just walk through that process. It's called thermogenesis. It all starts when your body gets just a little bit cold. That slight chill triggers a signal to your brain, which then tells your brown fat, hey, time to fire up. You get that click, 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 whoosh moment, and suddenly that harmful white fat is literally being torched to create heat and keep you warm. So the crucial point here is this. It's an internal battle happening inside of you all the time, and your body's perfectly designed to win. By activating your brown fat, you're basically telling your own body to fight back and burn down the very fat that causes all the problems. Okay, so this is fantastic news, right? We have a built-in fat-burning furnace. So the next logical question is, how do we turn on the switch? Well, the good news is it's a lot simpler than you might think. And the methods are surprisingly gentle. You don't need to jump into an extreme ice bath or go stand in a snowstorm. The source is really clear on this. Something as simple as a walk in cool weather can be enough to send that signal. That gentle chill tells your body, hey, fire up the furnace. And, as we're about to see, even certain foods can kick off the exact same process. And speaking of food, it turns out that what we eat does a lot more than just activate our inner furnace. It actually taps into another incredible built-in system our bodies have, regeneration. You know, we've been taught for decades that humans can't really regenerate. Well, it's time to tear that page right out of the old textbook. This right here is a huge shift in our scientific understanding. The truth is, we absolutely can regenerate. We have over 70 million stem cells working silently 24/7 to repair and renew everything from our organs and our blood vessels to even our brain. And what we eat can either help that amazing process along or get in its way. So what's one of the most surprising and, let's be honest, delicious foods that can supercharge this system? Dark chocolate. And no, this is not just wishful thinking. There is some seriously powerful science to back this up. Just take a look at this number, 2x. This is what happened to the number of circulating stem cells in people who were part of one key study. They doubled them. And you know what? That's not all that doubled. So here are the details from that study. Researchers took men in their 60s who already had heart disease. They had them drink 2 cups of a special polyphenol-rich hot cocoa every single day for a month. The results were just stunning. They not only doubled their stem cells, but the study also found they doubled the resilience of their circulation, all of it powered by the food they consumed. This all points to a much larger theme. Health isn't about fighting your body with these super restrictive diets. It's about working with it. And a huge part of that is just eating smarter, not harder. Here is a simple but really powerful mindset shift from Japan. It's known as hara hachibu. Now, most of us in the West, we eat until we're stuffed, until we feel full. This concept encourages a totally different goal. Eat until you are just satisfied. That subtle change is what prevents you from constantly overloading your system with fuel it just doesn't need. So how do we actually do that? Well, the source gives some great practical tips. Try eating with other people, not alone while scrolling on your phone. See, when you're distracted, it is so easy to overeat. So put the phone away, really savor your food, and start to listen to what your body is telling you. Even a simple glass of water before you eat can help your stomach signal your brain that it's getting what it needs. Of course, we have to talk about sugar. But as you can see here, it's not all black and white. The natural sugars you find in fruits and veggies, they come packaged with fiber and nutrients, which helps your body process them. Added sugar, on the other hand, especially from stuff like soda, just hits your system like a tidal wave. The source calls soda the modern-day cigarette, and for good reason. It's incredibly detrimental to our health. So, if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Your body is not your enemy. You don't need to curse your fat or villainize your food. Your body has these incredible, elegant systems already built in for creating energy, repairing itself, and maintaining balance. The key is just to learn how to work with them. And that brings us to the final question for you. It doesn't have to be some massive life overhaul. Maybe it's just a cool evening walk after dinner, or putting your phone away during lunch tomorrow. Looking at everything we've covered, what's one small choice you can make today to start working with your body's amazing potential?